From early childhood, they draw us a route. You're born and already in line. For kindergarten. For school. For university. For a job. For a mortgage. For retirement. Study. Work. Earn. Take a mortgage. Vacation twice a year. Live like everyone else. And wait for your pension. Everything is clear. Like clockwork. The script is written. All you have to do is play your part. But who said this is happiness? Who decided this is how you're supposed to live? Look around. Everyone is walking the same path. As if they all got the same manual. As if someone handed out a template. Do this and you'll be normal. Don't think. Don't question. Just comply. But who defined what normal is? Did you choose it? Or just accepted it as truth? We live inside a construction. A social matrix that only works if you never question it. And yes, we are trained for this since childhood. At school, you're not just learning. You're being taught obedience. By the bell. By the schedule. By the rules. You're learning to obey. To be convenient. To wait for instructions and fear evaluations. It's training. Quiet. Systematic. Unnoticeable. And it never stops. First school. Then university. Then a job. Then an office. And once again, you're under control. By a schedule, by a boss, by performance metrics. You live by a timetable. You measure yourself by someone else's standards. You run because everyone else is running. And the key part, you believe there's no other way. You believe you have a choice. But that choice is between options. Already written by someone else. Between 2 universities. Between 4 professions. Between a 20-year mortgage or rent. Between templates of a successful person. And while you choose, you don't even notice that the real choice was taken from you. Because you're not choosing how to live. You're choosing from what's allowed. Try stepping outside the frame. And the system starts defending itself. You say, I don't want to work for someone else's goals. They say, you're just lazy. You say, I don't want this career path. They answer, you're afraid of responsibility. You say, I don't want to take loans for things I don't need. And they reply, then how are you going to live? And it's not your enemies who say this. It's ordinary people. Your colleagues, your friends, your family. Why? Because if you choose a different life, they'll have to admit that they could have too. That they are living on autopilot. That their beliefs aren't truth, but fear. And that's terrifying. The system protects itself through fear. Through shame. Through public opinion. Through that's just how it is. But be honest. Is it working? You're following the path. So why do so many people live with a sense of inner emptiness? Why do you feel something's missing? Even when you have everything right. Because they handed you someone else's dream. Someone else's goal. Someone else's formula for happiness. Look how it's built. They say, happiness is a product. You can buy it. Be like him and you'll succeed. Do this and you'll be respected. Happiness becomes a product. Meaning becomes a commodity. And you run and run and run. Trying to match a made-up image. You buy. You post. You prove. And in the end, you're left with nothing. Because real life isn't about conformity. It's about authenticity. But to feel your true self, you must first lose the script. And that's where the fear begins. Because you don't know who you are. Without the job title. Without the schedule. Without the likes. Without the status. Who are you? Not a profession. Not a position. Not a successful person. Just you. Awareness. Presence. Inner light. You can keep living by the schedule. Wake up to the alarm. Work 9 to 5. Chase approval. And wait for things to get better. Or you can stop. Turn off the noise. And ask yourself, what do I want? Not the system. Not society. Not others. But me. Maybe you don't want a career, but pace. Not stability, but freedom. Not approval, but solitude and depth. Maybe you just want to be. Without rush. Without a plan. Without the need to be someone. And you have that right. You're not a cell in a spreadsheet. Not a statistic. Not a cog in the machine. You are